How's it going, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. It's that time again for some free stuff. This is also some free stuff for everybody. You don't have to be a Game Pass member. It's going to be a pretty big weekend, so I think this is going to be a video you guys are going to all want to kind of stick around to and listen to. I think that it's going to be one of those things that realistically kind of changes the game. So I'm excited about this weekend, and I know probably a lot of you will be as well. It's just one of those things where things are finally starting to come together for Xbox. And, again, I'm getting super excited about where we're going with gaming right now. I think that it's going to be a very fun time to be a fan. And that's exactly what Xbox needs. They really need to kind of look at these things and say, okay, well, things are really, really going to be interesting in the future, because Microsoft really does seem like they're kind of fighting back. And this is exactly why we need to see gamers kind of come together and I don't necessarily say, oh, get back on the Xbox hype train or whatever, because I understand if you're not, but for me, it's an exciting thing. But I want to get into this. What's up, everybody? I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews with another video. Thank you guys so much for checking it out. I appreciate it. And please like, share, comment, subscribe, hype up the video. I put a lot of work into doing the videos and making sure that I have content every day. I know that's not everybody's bag or whatever, but I try my best to do that and kind of be there for you guys, and I appreciate that, things are going in a positive direction. Some people like me, some people don't. It is what it is, but I try my best to do and be kind of entertaining for you guys, and maybe give you a little something to look forward to, and that's all I can do at this point. So I'm appreciative of the ones that watch. If you could just help me out by liking the videos, that would be fantastic. So like I said, it's free weekends for a lot of stuff. Microsoft has revealed the weekend's free play days, which include 5 games. You have the big one to me is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 open beta. Like, it looks like Call of Duty is back on track, and that's going to be a pretty big one. Now, of course, because it's multiplayer, you have to obviously have Game Pass at least a lower level. But, that's pretty cool that they're going to let that out there and let people try that and, play the games or whatever. And, to me, that makes it well worth it to have some of these things. So the open beta goes live on the 28th, and it runs through the September 1st, allowing you to check out a plethora of multiplayer modes, as well as one of the game's campaign missions. Obviously, there's no achievements or anything, but if you're excited for the next entry in Call of Duty, this will be something to check out for sure. I think that's a really cool thing that they've kind of put in there as well. Now, here's the other thing. There's a couple of games that you can play for free. You don't need to be a Game Pass subscriber or anything at all, and I think that is awesome. First of all would be Control Ultimate Edition, which can be beaten in about 20-25 hours. It can be tricky to start with. Once you start unlocking new powers and getting to grips with the mechanics, you should be flying around the game with relative ease. There's no missable achievements to worry about, and there's even a walkthrough that's pretty easy. This is made by Remedy, as you guys know. If you're kind of fans of Quantum Break or the Remedy kind of stuff, this is a good game to play. They do quality stuff. This one is a little bit of a Metroidvania in kind of a way, but it's still fun, and like I said, free to play the entire weekend. You don't need to be a Game Pass subscriber at all, which is pretty awesome. The other one that's free, you don't need to be a Game Pass subscriber, is Fatal Fury City of Wolves. There hasn't been a lot of completions of this game, but so we don't know how long it takes to actually finish, but some players finish the game in around 25-30 hours. So it really depends. You're not going to get all the gamer score on this, but it is a fighting game, so it does involve a lot of skill and has different areas to master. If you're pretty adept at these sorts of games, you may be able to finish this one over the weekend if you want to try. But at least you can get some of the gamer score into there, which I think is pretty cool if you think about it. And, that's going to be basically what a lot of people do. Like, I mess around with some of these games, get a few gamer score off of it or whatever. Maybe it's not for me, but it kind of is what it is. There's also Ark Survival Ascended, which is a bit of an odd one. The game can be finished relatively quickly. However, this is down to players using console commands to unlock a bulk of the achievements, effectively making this game look easier and quicker than it actually is. If you don't use console commands, you'll be grinding away in this title for a very long time, and it's unlikely that you'll be finishing it up before the weekend's over. But you can still get some, maybe see if it's a game that you're actually interested in, and, you know, I think that that's something, you know, I know people that just absolutely love that game and just play it, you know, nonstop. So, I mean, it's not a particular game for me, but yeah, like, I can understand why people are, like, into it and just really kind of enjoy it. And after that, there's Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker. I don't know. I'm not a big Naruto guy, but this is a fighter that's going to be impossible to finish over the weekend. The achievements are real grindy and take time, hundreds of hours apparently, and there's a lot of achievements, so it's pretty darn hard all in all. But there are some guides you can check out. So if you wanted to get some achievements, like say you just wanted to do something and get, you know, a couple hundred gamer score, you could probably grind that out and, you know, play through it that way, which I think would be fine for a lot of people. But like I said, this weekend does have a good plethora of games to play, and, you know, being able to kind of check these out. Also, you know, it's always interesting that, you know, you can always play some of these games on and download some free games through the actual stores right now. So what's interesting to me is, if you guys didn't know, there's perpetually free games, right? So there's games that you can download that were Xbox 360 games, and so you can download these games on the Xbox Series X or Xbox One. So, for instance, Crackdown 1 and 2, open world action adventure games, they're free digitally. You can download those, get, you know, play them. You don't need Game Pass to play them. You don't need Game Pass to download them. They're just free. They're fun. If you have an Xbox One X or a Series X, Crackdown 1 is enhanced in 4K and really great. You can also download Doritos Crash Course, which is an obstacle course and parkour kind of game. That's still free. You can download this game called Harm's Way, which is a fast-paced vehicle combat racing game. What's interesting about that is that's a Doritos game as well, and you either play as the racer or you play as the sniper, the gunner, like that's on a ridge or whatever, like protecting your route along the way. So it's pretty cool. There's also, you know, Hexic HD, which is a pretty good game. And, you know, I really think that's a really cool thing. And I was doing some digging because, as you guys know, I really enjoy kind of looking into gaming history and stuff. So this game called Too Human, which is an Xbox 360 game, is free. It's digitally free. And the reason why it's free, I always wondered this, and I just found out about this like literally yesterday. The reason why it's free has to do with the fact that Microsoft can't legally sell this game. It's a backwards compatible game, mind you. You can play it and download it in the store, and it's free. But what happened is this company called Silicon Knights, they apparently ripped off the Unreal Engine, and this game was supposed to be Microsoft paid for this game to be exclusive, and this was originally supposed to be a trilogy, but what happened is the company ended up closing down, and all the copies had to be like recalled or destroyed or whatever. I actually have my physical copy still, but nobody actually gave their copy up or anything like that. But because they ended up getting sued by Epic Games, they ended up having to not be able to sell this game. So, yeah, basically the copies that were out there were pulled off shelves, and you couldn't sell the digital version anymore. You had to only give it away. So that game is perpetually, you know, a free game. And listen, it's not the best game in the world. It does take a little bit of time to kind of get into and get used to. But overall, I still think it's a pretty darn fun game, and a game that, you know, realistically, just honestly it's just kind of good to get in there and play and have fun with. So, you know, I think that it's definitely interesting weekend. There's a lot of stuff to do, a lot of stuff to play, a lot of cool stuff coming out You know, a lot of good news for Xbox as well. So I'm sure that a lot of you guys have some interesting kind of things to talk about. And, you know, I appreciate it if you guys do watch the video. Subscribe, like it, hype it up, share it out. Watch as long as you can. Watch multiple videos. You know, like I'm just being honest. It does keep me motivated to do more videos. It's easier and more fun when stuff is going well than when, you know, it's not. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.